and welcome to another redstone tutorial. In today's tutorial we will be showing you how to make this melon and pumpkin farm. And you can see it's already been working, and if we go down and wherever I put the chest, here we go, the barrel is in here. We've already got plenty of pumpkins and plenty of melons, and that hasn't been running for very long. I've literally just built it. So I give this a 3 out of 5 level of how hard it is to build. You can see it's quite compact. I have expanded from the square I gave myself just by a little redstone line, which is a bit of a shame. That's simply because I built this square before I actually built the thing, and didn't expect. I started building the farm and didn't expect it to go out in this general direction, which is a bit of a shame. But it's still quite compact. There's a donkey. And look at that. Like, this is just a grid of redstone. On this top section, there's no repeated timings. It's literally just 16 bits of redstone dust on the top, with this piston observer setup, the dirt here with the minecart running through. The only slight complication really is this system underneath, which I'll go through in a second, which basically just stops the minecart for long enough so it can get rid of all its pumpkins and melons. And as you can see, how many more have we got? There, we've got more. So let's get on and build this thing. So, oh, there's a pumpkin there. That's not right. We're going to start off by drop down here underneath the redstone with the minecart system for the drop off. So we start off by having this block here. Now, please note that it is it's the second block of grass in from both corners on this corner down here, which is it depends which way you're doing it, but for me this is the bottom left corner. So it's one block here, there, one block in, there, 2 blocks in, and underneath that you want redstone on a block which runs down into 2 repeaters. Now, one repeater has to be set on full ticks, on 4 ticks. Then the next one has to be on 1 ticks, or just normal repeater setting. 2 pieces of redstone dust, leading into a comparator. What's it called? Pulse extender. That's the one. I'm forgetting redstone terminology. That's not very good. What this basically does, if you are unaware, it sends redstone round through the comparators constantly until the redstone power decreases and it fizzles away. It just extends the pulse, really. So the redstone goes through there, through the first comparator, round into the back of the second comparator, back out the side. And this has to go into the side of a block with a redstone torch on top of it. Now, if we go back up to the surface quickly, we want redstone leading from there, coming all the way out, snaking its way round onto this block, which is the 5th smooth stone block on my border here. Time for the next bit. So first, what you want to do is run some hoppers into a barrel in this. Oh, I fell down the hole. That's not good. You want to have a barrel in this spot here, and you want to have 2 hoppers running into this barrel. Make sure you're crouching, and they should be both running in from there. This hopper down there. Now, if we just seal off this redstone so I don't fall down there again. Now it's time to put all the rails on. And something important really quickly, I've just realised, I did that last step wrong. You want 1 hopper running into the side, not 2. 1 hopper. Yeah, not 2. With a block on top of the barrel. That's where I went wrong. Everyone makes mistakes, even people who do redstone a lot, like myself. I mean, I'm not a redstone genius, but I've designed my own systems before. I think I'm good at redstone. Anyway, moving on to the actual rails. What we want to do is we want to start off by snaking this round. So we want to make sure that this rail, the powered one, it's on top of this hopper, and it has redstone that is powered going into the side of that. That is really important. And then we want to run these round in a snaking pattern. And remember that block there that we did earlier, that should have redstone dust directly underneath it. There we want to put a detector rail. And then we're just going to, I do actually need to check where all the rails go, because, yeah. And I have just remembered something else which is pretty important that we need to get. Okay, so what we want to go and do is we want to have these redstone blocks running along here. One which is at the other end of the, in front of the, or behind, whatever you want to think about it, like, if that makes any sense, detector rail. And then we want, on the side of the detector rail, 3 redstone blocks running across. These will be powering our powered rails when we put them in. And now we've got all that in place, we want to snake these round. And this is the problem, is you need to be careful that they don't all kind of cross over and go around in the wrong places. So we need to be very careful. It does involve taking out some rails that join with others where we don't want them. We can put those back in later. And then we need to put that rail back in. And on the final end of this, we want a block, because then if the power rail is directly next to a block and the minecart goes along that and into this block, it will bounce back and go back the other way. And now we can easily just quickly test if we have that. This is working. That should bob back, and there we go. Waits a bit and goes back. That system is all completely working now. Now I'm going to quickly take out the minecart, because that will get in the way. Now it's time. We've got this whole system completed. All the redstone stuff, basically. All we have left to do now is the top section, the actual growing of melons and pumpkins. To begin with, we want to place grass blocks on top of all these rails. And they should be floating just above, like so. Hold on, I'm just going to check. Do we put ones? I'm just checking my own system. Okay, yeah, that's right. So, we don't put any on that level. But apart from that, we can put grass blocks on top of all of these rails, except from the end levels. We should now have a 4x4 cube of grass. Now comes the tricky bit. We have to angle this quite well. We have to get all the observers and pistons in the right place. So this will involve a bit of work. And you have to make sure all the observers have their faces downwards, so like that. Let's go. Okay, so what we want to do is, for the observers, they're pretty easy. We can just pillar up 2. Like so. Oh, not like so. There we go, and we can break these bottom ones. Now we also need observers in these places. So we're basically just making every other block watched by an observer. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the mechanics of these melon and pumpkin farms, basically what they do is pumpkin stalks grow on tilled lands, so tilled with a hoe, and the observers will track their growth. They will watch, and every time they grow, the observer will notice. However, the actual melons and pumpkins, instead of growing on the tilled soil, they will grow next to it on the grass block. So that's where we will have our pistons. I've actually just realised I probably don't want to put all of these observers in, because then I won't be able to actually get to the soil and till it. And then the other thing we want to do is get these pistons. Now this is where it gets a bit confusing. Not confusing, tricky. Because we have to kind of go in and drop down here. Look straight up and place one. And then we have to replace this grass block. And do, basically we just have to do this all the way along. Which is a bit time consuming. But you get the idea. So we need to have, we'll just do these first 2 rows, otherwise we must till the soil. We're going to have that, a row of pistons and observers like that, alternating, something, and we're going to switch them around on the row. I'm going to go and do that because you don't want to see me doing this. Now the other thing you want to do, once you've done the first 2 rows, you can do it whenever actually, but I find it easier to do it now, is you want to have stair blocks, 3 of them going round this corner. That's why we have this extra kind of border section, so we can fit these stairs in. And it's very important that you only put water in one, and that one being the very corner stair block. So the water should just stay like that. Now this might be different in Java Edition. I don't really know because I don't have Java Edition. But in Bedrock we can do that, and that will just stay, and that will also hydrate this entire square of grass. So you don't actually need that much water, you just need 1 bucket of water in that little corner square. I'm going to finish doing all of these across all of them and tilling the soil. So I have done all of that. I have put in the water, as you saw. I put in all of these pistons and observers, and I've also put in all the melon and pumpkin seeds. Now, one important thing I might need to add is for maximum efficiency, you want to put 1 row of pumpkins, then melons, then pumpkins, then melons, seeds. So I did this front row, these 2 here are pumpkins. These 2 behind them there, or diagonal to them, are melons. Pumpkins behind that, melons. That will make sure you have an equal amount of melons and pumpkins. Although it will seem like you get more melons because the melons, when you break the melon block, it goes into melon slices, which drop more melon slices because there's multiple slices of the melon. Now the final step you want to do, to actually make sure that the farm actually works, is put a redstone on every single one of these blocks up here. So the observers and the pistons. So when the, and you just saw what happened then, which means that we've already got melons and pumpkins growing. Well, the actual seeds are growing. If we just wait quickly, we can see the observer reaction when one of these little saplings grow. Come on, it did it a second ago. Now it's not doing it for me. While we're waiting for that to happen, one thing I just learned, and it might only apply to corner stairs, but if you've got a stair, there we go. If you've got a stair with water in it, and you jump up, or maybe you have to fly, you go underwater. I wonder if in survival look at that, you could get water mission. That's quite cool. Anyway, back to the subject, subject, whatever. So when these grow fully, like we have over here, it takes a little while. It takes a little while for these to get ready, but once these have grown, they won't ungrow. These saplings, little stalks, that's what they're called. These stalks will stay like this forever. They'll never change. So they will be constantly producing melons and pumpkins. Now, it won't happen while it's still growing, but if you were to put actual grown, there we go, this stalk, I think it's got 1 more growth stage, and then it's already grown, and we should start seeing melons and pumpkins coming in. No, I haven't got anything in there yet. Since we've been picking up some things from the other farm, but very soon we will see melons and pumpkins flying out, because these stalks will grow up like they are here, and there you go, melons just grew, and it detects them so quickly you don't even really see the actual melons. But there you have it, 1 melon and pumpkin farm fully built up. So thank you for watching this video, and obviously if you want melons and pumpkins, they're not the best food source. Well, melons are food sources, pumpkins aren't, but they are also good. Look at that. In this video time alone, which is the time I've been running Minecraft, look at all of those. It's very, very quick. And one thing I also might want to ask, if you are building a melon and pumpkin farm, I use a barrel here because for size. But if you do have any way, like, can I break? Yeah, there we go. If you were to have a chest in there, please make it a double chest. Trust me, it will really benefit you. And actually, I will do that quickly now for this melon and pumpkin. Oh, there we go. What do you? Oh, I'm so stupid sometimes. We need to have a minecart with hopper going around it, otherwise it won't work. That should now start to pick up melons and pumpkins because we've got those in. So that is literally all this is to it. It's really, well, I say really simple. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's not as simple as these flower farms or these sugarcane farms as we have shown in previous videos. If you haven't watched those, go and check them out, because if you want to know, if you want to get dye really quickly, and if you want to get sugar really quickly, paper, you should watch those. But if you want melons and pumpkins, these are the farms to build. Now, thank you for watching these videos, this video, whatever. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. And why don't you go and subscribe as well? But that is all. Goodbye.